Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader, TechTrader.com. It is Thursday, August the 30th. These are the charts of the day. Well, despite some late sell-off in the market and a negative day on the session, we certainly had a lot of stocks that were popping and moving and running and trending. So let's take a look at ADVM, low-price biotech stock, which we had followed back in the beginning of the year, and then it kind of just spent several months in a down channel. Sure looks like it broke out today with a breakaway gap and volume of 1.5 million. Also took out a double top resistance and probably will test the 8.5 range. Secondary target is up around 11.5. Looking pretty good today. Jumping 102 or 16.6%. Swing trade AMRS after a dip on its secondary has really ramped it right back up, and today took out resistance right there. Now, I think the short-term target is 9, but they're now looking at 11.5 and 12.25. Excuse me, 10 3/4 and 12.25. Nice looking chart. BVX, well, we put a swing on it here. It ran up and then pulled back, and this is consolidating for 6 weeks now. Today, a pop at 34 cents, almost 7%. Line picked up. It looks like this one could run. Target 6.25 and 7 3/4. CIEN on earnings, big runner today, all the way up to 31.93 before settling back to 30.71, up 340 or 12.5%. 19.4 million traded. That's the biggest volume on an update in more than a year and a half. Bottom line is, it ramped up through major resistance. Take a look at this. This is a base that's been building for 6-7 years. I think the stock has a chance of ramping into the mid-30s and then maybe 40. Let's look for something around 34, and then we'll look for 39. Oil stock CRC continues to run after breaking out of the down channel. It's been up for like 10 out of the last 11 days. Tested resistance today. That level was right there about 41.14. Today's high, 41.17. If we can get through that, I'll look for a run to 48, and then we're looking into something much bigger than that. EOLS in the biotech sector was a chart of the day yesterday. It followed through. 299 at 12.5% today, nearly a million traded. It looks like it wants to ramp even higher. The next target is about 32 3/4. Excuse me. Yeah, 32 3/4, 33. Secondary target's up here around 39, 9.5 if it continues to ramp up. But for now, this looks like a declining channel, broke base pattern, and ramping up on energy. Galectin, I showed you that yesterday. It broke out. Today it followed through. It did back off, but I think the stock's still going to make it up to 7.5, eventually up to 9.25. GCOS, I showed you this because I feel like yesterday's gap and pullback was followed by a positive session today of another 454, 7%. I don't think this is going down. I think it's going to eventually ramp up towards 80, 85. INSY, I think a big day today. Out of the base with a major pop, surge, 271, 34%, 11.5 million. Looks to me like it's going to test the zone around 14, 14.5. Eventually, it's a $20 stock, potentially, particularly with that base. IOVA also coming up through a double top, with a little bit of a pop, $1.20 or 7.3%, 1.8 million traded. If we get through that zone, we should test these highs. Then 1990s of resistance. And we get through that, we're looking at a stock in the mid-20s, 24.5. KPTI broke out. We had a swing on it yesterday, a nice follow through today. With another 113 or 5.6%, I still think we're headed for 23 and then 28. Pandora's ramping after the breakout of the 2-month consolidation. You can see the volume coming in. Today was big, 27.8 million shares. My target's about 10, 10.5 zone, and then I'm looking at 12. Quantena, we talked about yesterday. It looked like it was about to break. It did pop today. 19 and 23 are targets. Nice looking chart. That's a Stitch Fix. Swing is moving. And moving nicely and steadily and not getting too far ahead of itself. Up another 85 cents or 2.2%. 38.58. The high was 39.36. Highest ever post-IPO high. I'm looking for 44.5. Big day for Sangamo. You can see the declining tops line here was broken. The wedge was broken and lateral price support was taken out. Hasn't quite taken out the June spike, which took it up to 1885. That's my near-term resistance and target. We get to that, I would look for something in the 22 zone, perhaps across there. 22, 2.5, and eventually 26.5, 3/4. SMTC swing broke out of its consolidation over the last couple months. It had a big move of 695 with 14% on 4 million. I think the stock is just getting going. Looking for 62 short term. Unbelievable. Square just continues to ramp, ramp, and ramp. Now it's getting long in the tooth, and volume's coming in pretty heavy up here, so it may be ramping to a top, but it may extend towards the low to mid 90s before it's over. Utilities popped out with a major breakaway on earnings. I love it, that flag there, and to me it's going to 22.5 and then 28. Tandem, yet again, up another 312 or 7.6%, is at my target of 44. Now the next target is 49.50 in mid-channel line, right about, well, actually the mid-channel line's higher than that. This may yet get to 55, 57. And let's call it 54.5 if it accelerates. VKTX, absolutely following through, breaking out a little wedge 2 days ago. It popped yesterday, it's extended today. Volume is steady, but not as heavy as I want to see. Over 13.45 though, I think this could rip. Targeting 16 and 20. And finally, XENE swing trade broke out of a consolidation zone and popped 90 cents or 7%. This looks like 14, 17, 18, something like that is doable. Gorgeous chart. That's it tonight, folks. Have a good evening.